I was brought up as one of 7 children, and as I was growing up, I could feel my parents would treat me differently. For example, my dad would be playing with my brothers, hugging them, and I'd go in for a hug, and he'd just push me aside. My brothers and sisters could see how dad was different towards me, and they also would call me names and hit me and mock me. So I had this sense always as a kid that there was something wrong with me, and I wasn't wanted, and also never felt loved by them. I tried to do what I could to be good enough for them, but nothing I seemed to do was good enough. When I used to come home from school, I was forced to do all the housework, and I remember one evening while I was cleaning and everyone was asleep, my mum's tablets were there, and I started to take all these tablets wishing I was dead. And the next morning, my dad turned around and said to me, "Shame it didn't work." And I think the reality hit me that there's nothing I can do to make this man love me. So when I was 18, I finally ran away from home, and I just rebelled against the culture I was brought up. I started drinking, smoking, partying, and I also rejected God. I actually blamed God. But fundamentally, the thing I wanted more than anything was to be loved and find love. I moved to London with a boyfriend, and I found myself getting involved in some really dodgy stuff. But also at this time was a time when I met my first ever Christian, and this lady just showed me unconditional love. She was kind, she listened to me and made me feel of worth. One evening, I found myself crying. I found all the stuff that I had pushed down through my whole life, all the pain just coming up to the surface, and I heard a voice say, "Raj, stop crying." And I knew it was Jesus. I don't know how, but I knew it was Jesus. And I found myself talking to Jesus for the very first time, asking him why was my life so hard? And I just said to him, "I just don't want to do it anymore. Would you just take my life? I just want to be dead." And what I felt was, rather than me being beamed up to heaven, I felt just love being poured into me, and I felt the Holy Spirit come and fill all that got emptied out, just fill me up. And I felt this peace and joy and just happiness for the first time. So I started to go to church, and I was surrounded by a community of people that loved me, accepted me, and for the very first time, I felt like I belonged to a family. And in the process of my time there, they prayed for me. I dealt with a lot of the pain and the rejection. I found my voice and my purpose in life. And my life is completely transformed by Jesus, and I'm just so thankful to God for all that he's done for me.